Right. So, I bought a new watch, and it's a Rolex, and it's also a very difficult watch to get hold of these days. Well, I guess all Rolexes are hard to get hold of these days, but I want you to have a guess what you think is inside this box. If you have absolutely no idea, why would you? It's either a Black Sub, an Explorer 1, or an Oyster Perpetual. Have a guess. If you said Oyster Perpetual, you are correct. Also, before I get into the watch, some people have been making some absolutely outrageous, bold claims that I have flipped the watch the day after that I bought it to trotters. I didn't. It's still here. Calm down. Just because you see this watch on a website doesn't mean it's literally this watch. Anyway, moving on. So this is one of the new Oyster Perpetuals released in 2020. It's a 36mm watch on an Oyster bracelet. It has a 5mm link extension on the clasp. It houses a 3230 movement which launched in 2020. It has a power reserve of approximately 70 hours, and the dial color is this beautiful green. It looks like a nice watch, albeit very basic. So what are my initial thoughts with this? Why are OPs so hyped at the moment? Why did I choose a 36mm watch and not a 41mm watch? When would I even wear this watch? And how does this fit in with my current collection? So my initial thoughts, it's probably Rolex's most basic watch. In fact, I think it is. It has no date. It has no day on the dial. There's no GMT function. It literally tells the time. It is a basic watch, and the price of the watch reflects that. It's only £4,450, and I think at that price it might be Rolex's cheapest male watch anyway. I like the simplicity of this watch. It's low-key, it flies under the radar, and it doesn't get that much attention, which sometimes is quite good. With all that said, why are these colored dial Oyster Perpetuals in such high demand at the moment? It's actually incredibly rare for Rolex to put out colorful watches. I think the last time they did it was in the 70s. Someone may correct me, but in the 70s they had Rolex day dates with colored dials. And also I think they were only in a very short production run, so maybe like 3 or 4 years. So for all we know, these Oyster Perpetuals, the colored dials, they may be discontinued next year or in 2 years' time. And you know what that means when something becomes discontinued and therefore rare. People want it. The demand goes that way. But the main reason, and it's the same with all Rolexes, is because of who is wearing them. You have LeBron James wearing the coral red, you have Roger Federer wearing the yellow mango color, and now you have Phil Reed wearing the green. Yeah, I just put myself in a category with LeBron James and Roger Federer. Do you know what? A life goal of mine is to have a watch nicknamed after me. So come on, just give me this one, guys. Please let this be the Phil Reed green. I know it won't. I know it probably won't be. It's probably going to be the Rolex green, but come on. Yeah. Now, some people may be thinking, why did you choose 36mm, not 41? And let me tell you, it's not because I couldn't get a 41. It is personal choice. But there's a few reasons why, which actually leads to the same feeling for me. Because the dial is really plain without the day or the date function, the watch looks bigger. Because the dial is a single flat color, it makes the watch look bigger. And because the bezel is very thin and smooth, it makes the watch look bigger. Therefore, I chose to downsize and go for the 36. I have actually tried the 41mm in green, so the same watch, just bigger, and it just didn't do the same for me on my body and on my wrist. The 36 suits me far better, and I think for some people, for some watches, that is the case. I've got a couple of other nice watches, so, when would I even wear this? Well, casual, for me, it's probably one of Rolex's best everyday watches. That might be my personal opinion. It is my personal opinion, but it's a great everyday watch. And do you know what? I'd go as far as saying I could wear this OP like dressing up with a shirt. I think it would look great, especially because it is a smaller case with the 36mm. It doesn't say it on the dial, but it is 100 meters water resistant, so I could wear this by the pool, on the beach. Great holiday watch. I'm sure the green would pop in the sunlight, and actually, having said that, this, of all the colored dials that they put out last year, this is probably the most dull and boring. So imagine wearing like a Tiffany blue or the yellow or, well, any other colors basically, in the sun, in the pool. Oh, you're laughing. so this is now part of my collection, and my collection is looking pretty green at the moment. But yeah, so for people that don't know, I have a Rolex Submariner Hulk green, the green Submariner, the discontinued version. I also have a Rolex AP 15400 white dial. Very nice. I'm just looking to compare the two colors. I think the green of the Submariner looks slightly lighter than the Oyster Perpetual. They do look good together, I'm not gonna lie. Now, this is part of my collection, and it will be for a very long time. I do not flip watches. I am not a dealer or wannabe dealer. I do not want to try and make a quick buck. I buy watches because I enjoy them and because I like them. The investment side of watches, for me, is secondary. However, I have been extremely lucky with my AP and my sub. I don't consider watches as in, how do I look at watches? I don't buy watches in the hope that I'll make loads of money from them, but it's nice to know that if you put money into an expensive watch that it will hold its value. That's where I think. But it is, the most important thing is that you buy a watch that you absolutely love. So that for me is first, okay? But for anybody interested, I did take a look at the value of these watches now versus when I first bought them. And it is quite interesting. It's quite interesting to see how watches have grown as an investment over time, especially the last 3-4 years, I would say. So I bought this AP Royal Oak, I think 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, and I bought it for 15.7K, and it is now worth, on the grey market, I think it's like 28 to 30K. So a very good appreciation of the watch. I bought the Rolex Sub, the Hulk, as it's famously known, for £6,500 back in 2017. So just over 4 years ago, and I bought it for 6.5K. It's now worth, I don't know, 16, 17K. Another watch that has done really well in recent years. And then finally, I bought this for 4.4K, and I actually think the grey market value of this green Oyster Perpetual is like 7.5, 8K, which is crazy to think that you can buy a brand new watch and then automatically it's worth a lot more than what you bought it for. But for me, that doesn't matter because I'm not gonna sell the watch, so it's almost like I can't actually see or realize the value of it because I don't want the cash. So for me, it's the same watch. But yeah, fascinating stuff. I'll see you very soon. Please like this video, please, and subscribe if you're new. More content coming soon. And when I say more content coming soon, there's very good content coming your way very soon. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.